morning. Welcome back to IELTS Face-Off. I know I love to run, but running to work in heels and with a laptop is not the best idea. But today I actually have a guest, and she's run deserts in the world. She's run in some of the most competitive races in the world. And she's going to be talking to us about what it really means to go the extra mile. I'm going the extra mile right now to get to work on time and early. So I'll see you guys in the studio.
Here comes our special guest of this episode, Phương Thanh, a girl going the extra miles with the achievement conquering 4 deserts. Nothing is impossible and Herculean for this girl. We are going to find out how she could do that and where the inspiration came from. And next on the IELTS On the Go journey discovering the central Vietnam, we will follow Tung Đặng to the Economic University of Da Nang. Let's face off with the young students there and listen to their sharing about studying English and IELTS. And next, you can't miss the handy tips by our charming IELTS experts from British Council, Dan Well. Everything's all set for this episode. First, let's get to the master studio.
When it comes to going the extra mile, who better to talk to us than a woman who's been through deserts and deserts and has been through hundreds and hundreds of kilometers, difficult running. And I think, that's one example that I would love to be able to share with everybody and also to share with myself in terms of her story as well as how she managed to do all of those things. So Thanh Vu, thank you so much for coming.
And thank you for having me here. I'm really happy to be here.
You don't look so Vietnamese, so what's your background?
So I was born and raised in Hanoi until I was 12. And then I did a year of studying in Singapore. And then after that, for high school and university, I was in Canada. And then after that, in my final year of university, I wanted a different experience. And I went to the UK. So after graduation, I looked for jobs pretty much everywhere. And I got a good offer in Singapore. And I, literally just packed my bag right away, got in the plane, and I was there for 2.5 years before returning to Vietnam.
Yeah, so what's Vietnamese about you and what is maybe not necessarily Vietnamese about you?
I think, to be honest, people think that I don't look very Vietnamese or behave in a Vietnamese way, I guess. Maybe it's just my appearance. But for me, the reason that I'm able to do all the things that I do, it's because I am Vietnamese and the grit runs in my blood. So I completely regard myself as a true Vietnamese.
You've gone back to Vietnam and right now you're living in Ho Chi Minh City.
Correct.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
And you've been training. When did you start training?
My encounter with desert running started in July 2015. After 2.5 years in Singapore, I really felt like I was getting into my comfort zone again. I wanted to do something so grand that it will help me, truly become who I am at the end of June and literally sign up for the race.
Do you ever feel like you have to take on a male persona in order to achieve all of these physically demanding things?
Definitely not. I still hold on very strongly to my personality, and I don't think that, to be a strong woman, you need to be manly.
Yeah.
That's one, really the message I want to push across to younger girls. You can definitely be who you want to be and who you are, and still be incredibly strong and have that grit. I'm still quite girly, but I also want to, be more. And the desert running is just only a third of my life. That's how I come to gain my confidence. That's how I learn to overcome personal barriers so that when I come back to the normal life, when I face adversity in my personal life or my work or anything else, I still have that mentality and I still persevere and to pursue what I want to do.
Now you said one time with Desert Grand Slam,
Right.
Your brain was not really functioning and you're like falling asleep with your eyes open. Tell us more about this experience.
Well, in 2016, that's when I did the 4 Desert Grand Slam. And I think I was pretty well prepared for the races, but in Gobi, which is the second desert race in the year, the heat got so extreme that made me wonder if it was worth it to pursue this goal. The heat got to everyone. Everyone had to slow down, and it would take like an hour to just get through 5 kilometers, which is quite slow, even for desert running. It was even really hard to drink water because the temperature was like 50 something, so the water was really warmer than your body, right? So every time you drink water, your body heat goes up. Everything I ate, I would spat out. And so on the whole day, like I was running on empty stomach pretty much, and I got to a point where I'm really, really exhausted, and I thought, wow, what if something happened? Then like there was like an immense guilt overcame me, and I had to kind of push that thought away right then and there and just focus on the next step, you know, just 1, 2, 1, 2, left, right to get to the next checkpoint and then finally the camp destination. And so for me, that was a pretty traumatic experience, and I took about 2 weeks to recalibrate and, you know, question myself, like, you know, where the significance of what I'm doing, what kind of impact I would have, and if it's worth it, what do I need to do in order to make sure that I'm safe to return to my family and my friends. That's important.
So, you know, putting yourself through all of these physical challenges, now compared to mental challenges, which one do you think is more difficult for you to overcome?
Actually, people would think like all these things that I do very physical. It's true, you need to get yourself to a certain level of physical fitness, but that level of physical fitness is not reserved for specific people. I still truly believe after all the things that I've done, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's just the important question is whether you want to. You know, once you set your mind on it and once you set your heart on it, that is when you can do it. And the fact is that all these challenges that I do, I hope to learn a lot of life lessons from them. I do these things because I want to become a better person, a stronger person, someone who are mentally strong, so that, again, when I come back into a normal life, I can do things that I really want to do.
So, you know, training is a very, I guess it's a very solitude, you know, process, right? A process of solitude. Are you a person who lives more in solace, or are you a person who is a collective person?
I love being with people, and I'm an introverted extrovert, so that's why I'm able to do the things that I do.
Yeah.
So that's when I needed to make a few, you know, tweaks in my daily schedule to make sure, like, you know, on the weekends I would have time to hang out with my friends, and sometimes my friends would go out to run with me or do exercises with me, so that's very sweet of them, and I really appreciated that.
That's really nice. So next up, we're going to actually test Thanh to a couple of IELTS challenges. So guys, IELTS challenge coming right up next. Hey, welcome to the IELTS challenge, and right now we're going to participate in the 5-second challenge, where Thanh Vu and I will have to answer a series of questions, and the person with the most number of answers and facts in 5 seconds wins. All right, so 5 seconds for us. Each one of us will have to name whatever the question is asking us for.
Okay.
Name countries start with an N.
Nigeria, Namibia, Norway,
This is hard. Nicaragua.
Name dishes you don't like.
I like everything. so curry, spring rolls,
raw onions, raw garlic, capsicum.
Name aspects you don't like about yourself.
my inner thighs, my hair right now, my neck.
Your neck? Name aspects I don't like about myself. My insecurities. my
Name continents of the world.
Antarctica, Oceania, or Australia, North America, South America, Europe, Asia.
She named everything. Africa. That's it.
Name must-have items when you travel.
Ooh, shoes, socks, running t-shirt, and lipstick.
Deodorant, moisturizer, towel, shoes, socks.
Name makeup items you use today.
Mascara, eyeliner, concealer, blush,
Primer, foundation, powder. Shoot, I can't. Oh my gosh.
And the winner is Thanh Vũ.
Woo!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You did very well.
Thank you. All right. Thanks a lot for coming. So, what advice do you have for people who are looking to change themselves, right? Or to, get out of their comfort zone and go the extra mile to do something different? How can they really find what is that thing that they should do?
Right, so they say life begins at the end of your comfort zone, right? And I truly believe in that, whether it's your physical comfort zone or your personal comfort zone or your career comfort zone or any comfort zones that you feel like you have developed a bubble for yourself. I think that once you actually, you can imagine a lot and you can read things, you can hear things from people, but only when you actually open yourself up and do those things, that's when you become a really amazing person. You would definitely amaze yourself at what you can do.
That's great. So thanks a lot for the talk. And I think, you're definitely one of the people that can share with our audience, not just your story, not just basically to showcase your grit, because your grit is, for some people the grit is inside, right? For you, it's expressed outside as well, both inside and outside. So, I was really glad to have the audience and myself to be able to listen to your story. And definitely, guys, you can see a lot more of today's talk as well as today's IELTS challenge on our social media as well as on our YouTube page. So make sure to check them out. And for now, we're going to go on to see our IELTS expert, where you'll get a chance to know all of those IELTS useful tips.
Coming up, our IELTS on the go journey is still in the beautiful Da Nang city with long beautiful beach, great vibe and also great youngsters. They come from Economic University of Da Nang and they're gonna share with you their stories of studying IELTS and English. Among these youngsters who will be courageous enough to be the voice of the week entering the speaking exam room, face off with our IELTS expert. Let's wait and see. Excited enough? Stay right there. IELTS on the go will bring you to Da Nang right now.